CS Mutahi Kagwe led the celebrations in Mombasa for the first time that they have been held outside Nairobi County. And he also had some goodies for the coast of people, where he also launched the Regional Cancer Treatment Center. And we have our very own Junei Karisa with the latest. Junei, if you can hear me, bring us up to speed with the latest on the celebrations of this year.
Good afternoon, Ben Trainjue. We are coming to you from the Coast General Hospital. Today, the Cabinet Secretary for Health, Dr. Mutahi Kagwe, has commemorated the World Cancer Day here in Mombasa. This is the first of its kind of these celebrations to be marked outside Nairobi, and Mombasa County was privileged to commemorate this day and mark these days with some of the survivors who have told such emotional stories to tell how they can battle cancer, and of course how they can survive it and beat it. So the Cabinet Secretary, who was accompanied by Mombasa Governor Hassan Joho, who have just left these particular premises, have underscored the need of closing the care gap in the country. Of course, patients from Mombasa County were traveling all the way to Nairobi to seek treatment, but this has been made easier through the efforts of the county government of Mombasa in partnership with the Ministry of Health. I'm joined by the CEC of Health in Mombasa County just to tell us the significant milestone today that they are marking in line with the World Cancer Day and closing the care gap for cancer patients here in the country. Karibu sana, Dr. Godfrey in NATO.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think today I can say that we are happy to host the Cabinet Secretary for Health, Senator Mutahi Kagwe, to commemorate the World Cancer Day that is usually commemorated on the 4th of February every year. And I think for us, it's important we underscore that cancer is becoming a serious burden, not only to the institutions or the health facilities that are offering cancer treatment, but also to the families in whose members of those families are diagnosed with cancer, because cancer treatment is not very cheap as people think. And when we talk about the closing the gap, one thing that we need to know is that it starts with the diagnosis. If cancer is diagnosed early, it helps ease the burden of treatment. And then once an individual is diagnosed with the cancer, there is the problem of treatment that usually starts for us with the chemotherapy, and then it moves to radiotherapy. And what we were having since I think 2018 or thereabout is an oncology center that offers chemotherapy for our patients, but we didn't have the radiotherapy component. So our patients who are on chemotherapy will then be referred to Nairobi for radiotherapy. But we are today, the CS for Health has assessed the readiness of the radiotherapy center, and he has given a mark of approval that is now ready for launch. So I think soon His Excellency the President will come down to launch the radiotherapy center.
There was an issue of free treatment. I'm sure this is good news, because one thing that the Cabinet Secretary has talked about is the cost of cancer treatment, of course, for some of the affected victims. How are you going to lessen the burden for some of this family who are seeking treatment at this facility?
I think I will say that there is hope. If you look, for example, at our oncology center, we receive about 6,200 visits of cancer patients who come for chemotherapy. The actual individuals are about 1,600 thereabout that are actively engaged, come for chemotherapy. Now, if you look at the bulk of those patients, currently they are already covered by NHIF. And so the good news is that NHIF now is able to cover for cancer treatment and for cancer patients. So we encourage that people out there who either have been diagnosed with cancer or they think they are at risk, to make sure that they have enrolled themselves with the NHIF, because NHIF can now cover for this treatment.
Ben Trainjue, that is very good news for cancer patients. Of course, there is a cancer regional treatment center just right next to me, and of course, cancer patients can access this facility. If they are covered with NHIF, the better they can access. The cover can cover for the whole treatment in this place. Another thing to note is the self-care that Mutahi Kagwe has underscored. The government can only do much to provide the facility, but it is a clarion call to Kenyans to make sure that they take care of themselves and go for a screening once in a while so that they can detect the cancer case earlier enough so that the treatment can be fast tracked soon enough for some of these patients. So of course we're bringing you up to speed in our subsequent bulletins, the events that unfolded here at the Coast General Hospital, but I hand it back to you, Bentrenjo, in studio.